All right. Hey guys, it's Sunday night. Those of you that are on here with us, we're ready to crush August. I am going to let Nina kind of take over this and give you guys a whooping. No, she's going to help you guys get some motivation, and we're going to get August kind of squared away. Quick reminder, 10 p.m. family call tonight. They are releasing 2 new products. We've been following clues all week. Nina posted some clues, so make sure you're on that call. I'll be watching it from bed, but I will be on it because I am so excited for those new products. So, all right, Nina is going to make us have our biggest month ever, guys. I'm so excited. We've needed her guidance and motivation. I've needed it. I know I'm seeing you guys just craving it. So we're really excited to be working with Nina.
Well, awesome. Listen, I don't take any credit. I promise you I don't. And I'm going to give it all back to Brandy because she's a superstar. And I think, honestly, you've been winning without me. I think I'm just coming along to enhance what you've already been doing, and to lend any guidance and any I don't even like to call it expertise. I just feel like I've got a lot of experience in the industry, and a lot of times and oftentimes when you're working with someone who has experience, it will help you to not have to go through some of the pitfalls that we've had to go through in growing our businesses. But I am eternally honored and humbled. I call myself nothing but a servant. And I think oftentimes, when I think about, I've been very emotional the last couple of days, very, very highly emotional. And I was thinking about when I was behind the chair as a hairstylist. And I was thinking about the income that I earned as a hairstylist, Brandy, and I thought about the fact that it serviced only me. It serviced me and my household. That what I was doing from behind the chair was just about me. It was about me making ends meet. It was about me paying the bills. It was about me. And now what we do, I've been reading a really, really great book because I'm really studying some other kinds of content to really, really dive into the psychology behind sales and marketing, and just listening to content that I have not listened to before, because when you want more, you've got to do more, right? And you've got to expose yourself to new content, to new books. And there's a book that I'm reading, and at first, when I started reading these pages, I started saying to myself, why would it say that? And then I said, Nina, keep reading, because it said, no matter how much personal development you achieve, there will be a point where you can no longer progress. And I said to myself, how could you not progress? It says the only way to continue to grow is by helping others become like you. Oh. That the only way, listen to that, not just that you could grow, it says the only way that you can continue to grow is by helping others become like you. Yes, true growth and fulfillment comes from your contribution to others. It comes from our contribution to others. Our message has the ability to change someone's life. And I think that we have to get to a point where we 100% understand that it has everything to do with us and nothing to do with us all at the same time. That our message has the ability to change someone's life. So how selfish have we been, right? When we've been thinking about my volume, my rank, and my this and my that, right? Because listen to what this book says, that no matter how much personal development we achieve, that the only way that we could, there's going to come a point where you can no longer progress. Now, sometimes we'll feel like, Brandy, we're hitting the wall. We're hitting the brick wall, right? It's like, well, I've done that. I've been posting, and I'm not getting the same kind of results from my posting. And, I've been meeting one-on-one with people, and I'm not getting the same kind of turnover in my closing rate. And here's what's happening. We'll start to doubt ourselves. We'll start to not believe. We'll start to find fault in our leaders, right? My upline this, my upline that. We'll start to make excuses. And let me tell you what my mentors have taught me about these excuses. That excuses are the tools of the incompetent. And those that use them seldom have success. I'm going to read that one again, because I'm not telling you because it's something I like. I am telling you what my mentors have taught me, that excuses are the tools of the incompetent. And those that use them seldom have success. Now, when I think about what has gone on in even my personal life, because I'm really not here to motivate you, because if I've got to motivate you today, I've got to motivate you tomorrow, and I got to motivate you next week. But I am here to inspire you to go a little bit harder. Because before I go into this, how many of you can honestly say, how many people on here can honestly say that they have not given it 100%? Have we really done all that we can do? No. We haven't, right? And what tends to happen here, when I think about me, like when I started network marketing, I was a single mom. And when I think about the fact that, I used to hear other people say, well, it's because I've got kids and, I can do it. Well, because my kids this. And you know what I started to realize? That I did what I did, and I used my children as my reason as to why I had to do it. Not why I couldn't do it. But it was the reason why I had to do it. So when I think about how hectic my life has been in the last 6-8 weeks, and especially here in the last 2 weeks, a lot of things people don't know because I haven't posted everything. You didn't know that my father that had surgery and then was back in the hospital. See, Brandy and Mike knew, but you all didn't know, right? You didn't know that not only did my father have surgery, then was hospitalized, that I didn't even tell Brandy and Mike this, that he was back in the hospital again. Y'all didn't even know that part, right? But you did know that right after my dad went in the hospital, then my mom went in the hospital. And then you did know that my uncle died, then another uncle died, and then my aunt went in the hospital. And so there's been things, and then there's stuff that's going on with my children, and there's this stuff that I'm launching my new, well, not my new baby, but I'm launching a baby of mine that I had on the shelf for a long time. And so life is happening. Life is happening. But yet I'm still getting up every day, and I'm showing up. I'm showing up. I'm leading my team. I'm doing my calls. I'm talking to customers. Even customers, and guess what? They don't all flip for me right away either. They don't all flip. But guess what I've learned? That the fortune is the immediate follow-up, and I'm going to keep following up and following up and following up and following up. Because, I was doing some training early this morning. I've been in trainings all day. I've been listening to stuff all day, and I'm doing something, thinking about the psychology of sales. And how most people give up after they hear no one time, Brandy. But do you know that the average person doesn't buy until they've heard it 7 times? That's the psychology of. So how many people have seen a Coca-Cola commercial? And how many people have seen a Coca-Cola commercial sometimes more than once a day? Now, I'm certain that most of us are more than a week old, right? We're more than at least 1 week old. So imagine over your lifespan, Stephanie, how many times have you seen a Coca-Cola commercial? But people still drink Pepsi. Right? And so think about how many different people see Coca-Cola commercials now that 10 years ago were one. They didn't have a buying capacity. So was Coca-Cola supposed to stop marketing 20 years ago when most of us were buying and drinking soda? Or were they supposed to continue? Think about the infomercials that play over and over and over and over and over and over and over again in the middle of the night. When you wake up after you've left the TV on, right? And you wake up, do you know how many infomercials I saw before I bought an air fryer? And then we'll say things like, well, I don't want to sound like I'm being pushy, and I don't want to keep going to them again. I don't want to, but the average person, the average purchaser, the person who purchases a product, the average person will not purchase until after the 5th time. So right about number 7 is where they purchase. And so, but we've given up. We've already given up. And our job, here's what our job is. Our job is to help other people. Our job is to help people across. Part of the problem is that we have sight but no vision. So we've got all of this sight but no vision. And we sometimes, because our no's come, because life happens, we tend to lose focus and we get to a place where we have to be talked up every day before we get moving. That our current circumstances, or not even our current circumstances, but what about our word? What about when we've said, I'm going diamond this month, and we say that on the last day of the month, and it's mid-month and we've done nothing. I'm going ruby this month. We haven't even written the list. We haven't called one person. We haven't even made sure that we got our 3 legs in place. But I'm going ruby this month. And then we'll say the end of the month will come and it'll be like, you know what? I had so much go on this month. But I remember the call that we had on the 2nd of the month where we said it that night that no matter what was going on, this is the month that it was going to happen. Because I'm going to tell you something. We got to put it in motion right now, because guess what's going to happen? No matter whether we like it or not, guess what's going to happen? Christmas. Christmas is coming. And network marketing has seasons, peaks, valleys, lows, highs. And this is the precursor. August, right? I promise you, I've been doing this for 11 years now. August is the precursor month to lead you to in the upswing where September, October, and a part of November will be very busy months for you. So August is like the leaping board. It's like the springboard to plop you into motion, because September now remember, we're away at conference in September, which already does what? Steals away at least almost a week of our work month. Now you will come out of conference on high, but we should go into conference on high. And so, there's a good book that I read, and it's a good book that I read that talks about it being our reasonable service, right? And I don't know why tonight I'm being led to really talk about service, because, the greatest amongst us, he served. And the more people we serve, the more we win. And maybe if you look at your business and what we do as more service, and not that you're looking to take from anybody, but you're looking to service the needs. See, go from looking for customers to being a consultant for other people's needs. So what do we consult about? Well, we know that you possibly don't eat properly and you probably don't take the right kind of vitamins. So we know that you need these greens. Everybody and their mama needs our greens, right? And then let's say for the person that's like, well, I don't have any health issues. I don't need this. I don't need that. And then you'll ask them, well, do you have skin? Because if you have skin, I got something for you. It's called cleanser, right? So you want to think about how we service other people. It's not about us getting. It's about how we serve. We've got to find our voice, and then our voice will give us the confidence to become the leaders that we have to grow to be, right? We build a mass movement of people whose lives that we can affect. We make this calling a career, which is what we've done, where people will pay us for the advice that we give, for the consultations that we give. People pay us for that knowledge. And so once we go from the mentality of us just selling, because guess what? People will say, I don't ever want to be a salesperson. I don't want to be, but everything in life is sales. Everything. If you're a doctor, you're selling your services. If you're an attorney, you're selling your services. So for all of the people that say to you, I'm really not good at sales, you could tell them, well, that's really not true. Because everything we do in life is sales. If you're a car salesman, or woman, you're selling. If you know what I mean? No matter what we do, if you're a publicist, you're selling your services. If you're an internet marketer, whatever, if you're a nurse, you're selling yourself to get a job somewhere that will hire you for your services. So we now have to remember that as we're in the almost midpoint of our month, how we do anything is how we do everything. How we do anything. How are we attacking our days? How are we scheduling our days? Have we hit our daily goals, our weekly goals? Because we can't hit our monthly goals if we haven't hit our daily or our weekly goals. How we do anything is how we do everything. And we all have to remember that there's nothing. We have nothing holding us back. Nothing. See, so when I think about the fact that there's nothing wrong with the company, there's nothing wrong with it works. They've been in business for what? 18 years now. There's nothing wrong with our leadership, right? When you look at Mike Patillo, you look at Mark Pentecost, Cindy Pentecost, Cami Pentecost, the whole Pentecost family and all of the corporate structure, there's nothing wrong with corporate, right? There's nothing wrong with the products. They just keep getting what? Gooder and gooder and gooder, right? I like to say that word. I know that that's not proper grammar. Don't kill me. But it's that they're just getting gooder and gooder and gooder because it makes people smile when I say that, right? They just keep getting gooder and gooder. So there's nothing wrong with the comp plan. So if there's nothing wrong with all of those things, and we're looking at our business like, then guess what? It's not that. It's us. So what's off in our beliefs? Do we have a limiting belief? What's really holding us back from obtaining what we say we desire? What's really holding us back? You know, I was talking to somebody earlier in the week, and I asked her, I said, you know, I gave you some things to do. I gave her some tasks to complete, and I noticed that she hadn't been completing the tasks. And so I finally said to her, all right, come on, just tell me what's really going on with you. What is it that's really going on with you? What's really holding you back? And she said, you know, some years ago when I joined a network marketing company, I was doing okay in the beginning. She said I was selling some of my products. And then she said, and then I realized that I had kind of gone through my little warm market, which meant like her mom, her dad, her, you know, her husband's friend, like her close, real tight knit circle. She said, and then she started to feel like a failure because she wouldn't listen to her mentors when they kept saying you have to write a list. You have to go outside of just this cluster of people. You've got to add other people to your list. And she said that she felt like a failure, although nobody said she was a failure. She's held on to that for 4 years. And for 4 years, she's decided to be stagnant. I would rather fail forward and keep failing and failing and failing and failing than to stay stagnant for 4 years. So I also want everybody under the sound of my voice to give yourself permission to fail. Because guess what? I don't even get it right all the time. But you've got to give yourself permission to fail because failure, and write this down, failure is the classroom to success. It's the classroom to success. It's the place that we get knocked out, we get bumped and bruised a little bit, but it's the place that we find ourselves. We find our inner strength. We find our mojo. We find what works. We find what doesn't. And in failure is when we can find what just doesn't work for us. So you know what? Some of us have to figure out what we don't want. So you figure out what you don't want to figure out what you do want. So I know what I don't want. Here's what I don't want. I do not want my children to ask me for something and I cannot provide. Unless it's something that I need to teach them a lesson about because I need to say no. Because sometimes kids need to hear no. But I don't want them to ask me for something and I can't provide. I don't ever want to have a whole lot of month left and not enough money. I don't want the stress that arises in a household when the money is tight. I don't want to have to make decisions about which bills I'm going to pay. You see how I know what I don't want? So if I know what I don't want, then I know what I do want. I want to live a life of abundance, the life that we deserve to live. Does that make sense? Right? And here, with what we've got with It Works, we write our own paycheck. We write our own paycheck if it's going to be. It's up to me. So ask yourself and be real with yourself as when we're going to get off this call tonight, because I'm going to ask if you've got questions. If you really have not done all that you can do, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Because there's somebody, what if your holdup, what if your procrastination, what if the excuses that you've had, what if all of those things are holding someone else back from receiving the blessings that they need in their life? Because we're here to serve. And because we're here to serve, We're now looking for the people for us to serve. We're looking for those people. So as we come off this call, you have to remember this. The thing that you think about yourself is what you become. The things you think about yourself are what you become. What are you thinking about yourself? Because guess what? What we think about ourselves, that's actually what's going to come to the surface. That's what's going to show. It's going to show in our actions. It's going to show in our attitude. It's going to show. So if you see yourself, if you think I am an ambassador, doggone it, it's going to show as your posture as an emerald, as a ruby. It shows because ambassador is the rank that you hit. It's not who you are. Does that make sense? It's the rank that you hit because the volume and the structure is right. It's not who you are. It's not who you are. So maybe you've had some challenges this month. Maybe you're in a place where you're kind of feeling like you're in the hamster wheel. Is there anybody that's willing to talk about some of the challenges that they feel that they've had this month or that they're facing right now? Anybody? Go ahead, Stephanie.
So for me personally, this month, I think it's just, and a lot of my team, a lot of my leaders are on this call. So for me, it's, keeping myself motivated while I keep them motivated and, really just keeping everyone growing together and on the same page, on the same level. So that's been a bit of a challenge for me this month so far.
I understand that. So what happens sometimes is, as a leader, we'll spend so much time trying to make sure that we keep everybody else motivated that then we're depleted. And so as your team gets larger, it's cool in the beginning when the team is not as big and they're not all over the world and, everybody's got this kumbaya and we're always together and we're right. But as the team gets bigger, that becomes a lot more difficult. And so what I would maybe do is have someone, not just you, pick times during the week where someone else is sending something different motivationally around for everyone to listen to, right? Because what I've learned is that you have to delegate some authority. Because if you don't, you will feel burned out. And then and so, there's this book is so good. Let me find this page. It's something that really, really touched me, right? And I think this might help you. It's the reason why I was reading this book. I didn't know why I was reading this book, but now I see. All right, here we go. It is right here. Every great mass movement has a leader. It's easy to assume that some people are just born leaders and others are not. It's possible that your biggest fear when you first read when you're first reading any personal development book, not just this one, is that you aren't a born leader or an expert. That's what most people's fear is, that they're not a born leader or an expert. I know that was true for me and still is some of the time. Because there's no leader can tell me that there's not a time. There are times when we doubt ourselves. I don't care how long you've been leading. I don't care how good you are. There are those days when you feel like, gosh, am I qualified enough, right? Do I know enough? Am I doing the right things? And so in my personal life, I'm pretty shy and reserved, not me. This is the book, right? When I'm in my element, speaking about the topics that I've mastered. So what that says is that most people are okay when it comes to speaking about topics that they've mastered. It's when you grow into this place now, Stephanie, where you're in this new place, right? Where you've got more of you that has to be spread out. When you have to become more, to be more, that now you're probably in this place where it's like, oh, this is so uncomfortable, because what happens now is you're being stretched. So you see, people become leaders when they first try to master something for themselves. Then after they've discovered a path for themselves, they share their knowledge with others. The main thing, or the most important thing that I've learned, and I learned it from several of my mentors, is that the very moment that you learn something, you got to get it out of you. You got to teach it. Whether it's going Facebook Live, whatever it is, if you're reading something in the morning, you got to get it out of you, because that's the best way to implement it to your life. And it's the best way to teach as well. right? It starts with your own personal growth, but then it transitions into contribution. So it's amazing that you would say that. And I started this whole Zoom talking about our contribution, right? And how we need to grow. Now, so if you're nervous about having what it takes to be a charismatic leader, I want to spend a few minutes talking to you. My guess is that you are amazing. You are, Stephanie, you're amazing. Maybe you're not feeling amazing, but you are amazing. And you're not feeling amazing because you're in that uncomfortable place of learning how to now lead and let go. Because in your leading, as you grow as a leader, you've got to learn to let go, just like with your daughter. You did not keep holding her. You had to let her learn how to walk. You had to let her learn how to crawl. You had to let her know how to learn how to hold the bottle, how to feed herself, how to dress herself, how to go potty. The same things that we do for our children are the same things we've got to do for our team. But some of it is we enjoy the level of leadership and control. And others of it is that we're afraid that if we let go too much, that it's going to fall apart. But so here's I'm going to help you. If you've built a foundation, most of it will stand. Are people going to fall off? Yes, they are. And we've got to be okay with that too. However, I bet you're amazing. And I bet that the more amazing you are, the harder it is for you to believe it. Am I right, Stephanie? Right? Probably. So I've really had to what's interesting is, hold on, I'm getting to a point. So it's almost like a voice inside of them telling them that they're not. So as people grow, there's a voice inside that tells a leader that they're not as great as they think they are. Right? And especially if somebody quits on us or they're not working to their maximum capacity, at the same time, we've got this other voice that's constantly telling us that we're inadequate, that we're not enough, we're not smart enough, we're not focused enough, I'm not thin enough, I'm not experienced enough, I'm not good enough, right? The strange thing is that often the more that they do and the more people that we help, the louder the voice of inadequacy is becoming. Whether you're just starting the journey, whether you're just becoming a leader or not, or you've been at it for a while, just know that the biggest hurdle you're likely going to face is being okay with positioning yourself as an expert. Do you know what will position you as an expert always, even if you're reading the same thing as people on your team, studying the same thing? My mentor told me is that you stay one chapter ahead of them all the time. Because if I'm one chapter ahead of you all the time, I'm always ahead of you. Does that make sense? That you may not be miles ahead of someone, but you just got to stay one chapter ahead at all times. And so start delegating some authority, because you got to start finding who are your other, some of them are natural born leaders, some of them are leaders that you can develop. And then take some time to make sure you're feeding you every day, or you're going to feel depleted more and more and more. And then some resentment will start to grow. It's almost like a mom, and I don't know, for maybe because I understand because I've got grown children and then younger children, but it's almost like a mom who's empty nesting. Now they've spent all their years taking care of their family. Now everybody's gone. And then now the mom is sitting there like, what do I do now? Because her life was wrapped in taking care of those kids. That's the pitfall of the place that I don't want you to fall in. So make sure you start delegating some authority, right? Delegating some activities, delegating some responsibility. Let me say that, delegate responsibility, so that different people on the team are putting, it could be a video. It doesn't always have to be a time when you're in each other's face, but then you can get on a Zoom and talk about what that video was like for everyone. It could be a 20-minute Zoom. Doesn't have to be a long thing. Hey, how did this impact you? You know, or put it in the chat. Hey, how did this chapter in this book impact everybody? Oh my gosh, this was impactful for me. I listened to this today. Perhaps this will encourage you, because different things will encourage others at different times. Make sense? I hope I answered the question. I think I did. All right. Any other comments about this month and how perhaps it's a little challenging maybe, or any challenges that anybody's having? Who's an emerald? Who's the emerald here?
Because I love you and I need you in me.
Is Holly the emerald?
I need you in me.
Who's the rubies? Who are the rubies on the team?
And half the stuff
That would be me,
goes where I need it.
BJ.
Oh, okay. So BJ's a ruby.
Then you'd be fine without
And
me.
who else? Who's a diamond? Any diamonds yet?
Right? You'd be fine
No.
without me.
Is anybody structured for emerald or ruby or diamond?
I'm structured emerald.
Structured emerald. Okay.
That's BJ. Yeah, we just fell short last month. So I've been emerald and just fell short last month.
Okay.
So we're actually structured almost diamond, to be honest, this month.
Okay. Is there anybody else structured for emerald? All right, Stephanie, you're structured for emerald. All right, now who are your rubies? Who are your two rubies?
We've got Dan and Holly who are on the call.
Did we have to run this dishwasher?
And then Brandy H is not on the call.
Okay. So Dan and Holly are your, and your other one is structured as well for ruby?
You didn't run this?
Is your other one?
No, you definitely didn't.
Okay, oh, awesome. So you've got 3 people structured for emerald. I mean, for ruby. Stephanie. All right. And Cheryl, where are you at? You're in,
I was executive last month.
okay.
So I had 2 qualified legs, but I still need my 3rd, and I was almost there with volume. I just need my 3rd leg.
Okay, so you need one more.
Right.
All right. So this week, let's do this. This week, not this week, today is Sunday. By tomorrow, have you written a list using the memory jogger? Like when you wrote your list out, did you use the memory jogger?
No.
No. Okay. I want you to go into the team page and go, or in your eSuite, it doesn't matter, or you can even Google it, right? And go Google or go into the team page where our files are and get the memory jogger out of there, or brain trigger matrix. They're all on Google, they're in your eSuite, and they're in our files in the team page. And I want you all to write your list. Use the memory jogger, because I'm gonna tell you what happens when you do a list, kind of like from your brain. When you make the list from your thoughts, what happens is you make decisions for other people. We naturally do it. It's just what we do. So I would like for you to look at the memory jogger today. Write a list as big as you can, right? Write it this week and write at least 100 names. If you can get that done in the next 24 hours, then I want everyone that's on this line, let's schedule a launch call for Tuesday or Wednesday evening so that we can focus primarily on getting business partners in. So what I want you to do is, after you write this list, I want you to go to YouTube and watch a video that I had my little brother make. It's called How to Invite by Jaleel Coleman, Jaleel Coleman. His name is Jaleel Coleman. And I want you to write a list of 100 people. Tuesday night would be great, like around 8 o'clock, because you're going to start inviting those people, because you can get, now you don't need to invite 100 people, but you need a solid 10 to 15 people each that we're going to invite to this call on Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. And we're going to do what's called an opportunity Zoom. And I will present the opportunity for you Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. But you've got to use the memory jogger to write the list. And even if they don't want, and then there's a psychology behind inviting. So I need you to write the list tonight, at least get 30 to 40 names on the list. Because it's a numbers game as to how many people you're actually going to get on this call, right? And so it's a numbers game. Because it's a numbers game, this is for you, this is for Stephanie, this is for BJ, this is for Bianca, this is for Dan, Holly, for everybody that wants to close out strong. Let's make sure we're inviting, after you make your list tonight, you'll start inviting tomorrow night and all day Tuesday. If you do it today, people will forget.
Yeah.
They'll come up with excuses. But if you do it today, and if you watch the video how to invite, it's going to teach you how to invite with urgency, because you have to call these people. This can't be a text message. And I promise if you follow the video and you write this list out using the memory jogger or a brain trigger matrix, you will have better success at getting people on this opportunity Zoom Tuesday at 8 o'clock. And the number we'll use for that is 678 062 8230. 678-062-8230, which is, I believe, yeah, that's my Zoom number. Let me just double check that. I believe I'm right, but I don't want to give you, I think that's right. 678-062-8230 is our 9. Yep, 062-8230. We'll use that Zoom at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you want to make sure that, like I said, it's a big psychology to the way that we invite. So Tuesday night. Now, if you know people on the West Coast and we need to do a call late at night, like a midnight call so that they can get on at 9 or an 11 p.m. call, I know Brandy will be asleep, but I am willing to do those calls because people on the West Coast, when we do a call at 8 o'clock, it's 5 o'clock for them. And a lot of times it's too early for them. So if you got some times where we need to, expose your people on the West Coast to the information, we can do those later at like 11 p.m. so that it's 8 p.m. their time. Just send me an inbox and let me know, and we can do that for them. All right. And so I just really believe if we buckle down and bear down, we still have 2 full weeks, actually a little more than 2 full weeks left. And one person and some volume, Cheryl, you could knock that out the park. Like, you could knock that out the park. I believe in you.
I got it.
And you got this. You got
it.
One more business partner. All right. Stephanie, it sounds like volume for you. So we need some volume. So you need to be inviting to that call. BJ, let's go. Let's go. Let's get some business partners in there so we can finish out this structure to Diamond, right? 30 names. Let's do it. So everybody, 30 names. 30 names. We're inviting to that call. Christina, you're more than welcome to invite to that call too. Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. All right, everyone? Tuesday at 8 p.m. 678-062-8230. And then we know that on Thursday, we will meet again at 7 to kind of see where we're at. But we're going to follow the system on these next few people and get them in the proper way. And then we will launch them again. So we're going to be doing some launch calls like as the close of this month is coming. We're going to be doing call after call after call after call. Because if you want to close, right, then we need, can someone message me the number? Yes, someone message Holly the number, the 678-062-8230. All right, do we have any more comments, concerns, questions, anything before we go? Brandy, I'm going to throw it back to you. I'm excited.
Yay. Thank you, Nina. That was awesome. You're so inspiring, and I just love learning from you. And I this Tuesday call, that's phenomenal. I love this. I was putting some names down that were popping in my head as you were talking. And then, yes, Thursday, we're going to kind of do a check-in call, and maybe we'll do a little bit of a power hour team. And then Friday, we're working on locally, guys, getting a team together, a team meeting here, and then I'm going to go live on the Zoom for anyone that's out of state. So, guys, that's 4 times of us getting together this week. August is no excuses. It is our month. I'm talking to you guys about how there's no excuses and we're running hard, and our team has already started the month stronger this month than we have any month in the past. So it's showing in the volume, you guys. I'm seeing it. You guys are doing so amazing. These little tiny steps that Nina has for us are just going to put us over the edge. So you guys are already doing this. We just got to keep following the tips and just keep pushing. So Nina, you're the best. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The name of the book, Flying Out Wednesday, calendar invites. Okay, so Nina, when we get off here, can you text me the name of the book and your Zoom link, and I will get that all put together? And you said you're breaking up really bad on my end. We're gonna do this as an opportunity call.
Yes.
Right? Like a recruiting call?
Opportunity call, recruiting. So I will always say to people, that if they don't feel that the opportunity is for them, that they should at least become a loyal customer to support the person that invited you to this call. I will always send everybody back to whomever invited them to the call as well.
Perfect. So I'll make a little flyer for the call just so you guys can share it with people and whatnot. So I'll do that first thing in the morning. And since we're going to start inviting tomorrow, I'll get that to you guys all first thing in the morning.
All right. Good night.
Oh, and then Thursday night, hey guys, real quick, Thursday night, 8:30, so that's after our 7 p.m. Thursday night at 8:30, we've got Patillo doing a leadership call. So I'll get everybody that Zoom too. So, all right, guys, thank you. Love you all, and we'll talk to you guys in the morning. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Nina.
You're welcome. Bye, everybody.
Guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, Anya.